It's 6:42 here on the Morning Brew on this Friday, the 12th of March, 2021. We're going to be putting the spotlight on a special program that is going to give young people the opportunity to have a say in the destinies of their country. That's right. We're talking about the Youthspeakup program. And if you're a young person between the ages of 16 and 29, you will definitely want to be a part of this. You actually have a couple days left to apply for the Youthspeakup program. You've got to get your application done by March the 15th. So you don't have a lot of time to waste. After we talk about this, go out there, get the information, sign up, and see if you will be selected for this program. To tell us more about what's involved with the Youthspeakup project, we have got Lynette Brown. She is the program manager for the project. We also are proud to have with us this morning Krishna Boodhai. He's the president of the Rotary Club of St. Augustine. Good morning to you and welcome to the Morning Brew, lady and gent.
Good morning to all.
Good morning. Good
Hi. I'm going to start with you, Lynette Brown. Tell us what went into creating this Youthspeakup project. Why is it so critical at this juncture in our country's history?
Well, Jesse, the EU, the European Union, has sent out a call for proposals because they are the civil society organizations are really one of their main development partners. And what they did was they sent out a call for proposals looking at ways to promote the voices of youth. And so we at the University of the West Indies, as the lead coordinator, decided to put in a bid for this proposal because with what's going on, our youth, they're the future and they really are important in decision-making that affect their lives.
I'm going to Krishna Boodhai now, and the Rotary Club has a history of really harnessing a young talent, molding it and shaping it to be true leaders, as it were, and you're heavily involved in this project as well, aren't you, Krishna Boodhai?
Yes, the Rotary Club is heavily involved. We were there since the inception at the proposal stage, and we have one segment in ICT and social media as part of the implementers. We also a small contributor to the overall budget. So it's we believe in trying to create or change a future by engaging the youths of the nation.
I noticed that in terms of the participants, you've made it clear that they must be between 16 and 29 years of age and a resident in Trinidad and Tobago, and their race, ethnicity, nationality, economic status, gender, or sexual orientation will not be held against them. This is a non-discriminatory call. If you're 16 to 29 and you're living in this country, you have a chance to participate in the program. Lynette Brown.
That's correct, because exactly what we want to include in the project, right, is to have young persons understand the need for inclusivity and to be able to talk about the issues affecting them and to find the language to do so, right? And to do that, we have to start in the project by being inclusive.
Do you find that more and more these issues of discrimination and inclusivity and what's the word, being more sensitive to differences, do you find that that's coming up more and more? Is that the language that young people are speaking now more than ever?
Oh, yes. Jesse, I really believe in young people, right? And I think that they understand toxicity, and I think they really want a better world. And sometimes the language for having that discussion, or sometimes just the opportunities for doing so, are not always present, right? So this is what we want to give to them. But their natural inclinations will take it further, for themselves and their communities.
Krishna Boodhai, tell me, you said that the Rotary Club will be focusing on the ICT elements of the program. Tell us exactly what's involved in that.
It's computer literacy and use of social media, but it's an integral part of the overall training because the youth will be involved in leadership training. They'll be going back to their communities to do work they'll be involved in group projects, and at the end of it all is giving back and creating a new norm for themselves and for their communities.
Let's talk about that, because I mean, you're in an organization that's all about uplifting communities and helping to develop them. Tell us about that whole Rotary Club experience in the St. Augustine area and how this project actually dovetails with the work that you've been doing.
Well, the Rotary Club of St. Augustine was formed almost a little over 50 years ago, and we have done multiple projects with youths, health-related projects, various community projects. Last year, around this time, shortly after the pandemic was announced, we went on to deal with COVID, masks. So the projects in the Rotary Club are broad-based, but we also have the focus on the youth because we believe in the future. And we have partnered with the UWI, I said at the inception. And, even during the pandemic, we have arrangements where we can do it remotely or virtual, and in due course, we hope to have hybrid in it. But the focus will really be trying to transform a select group of people who in turn will, there will be multiplier effects throughout the community, both in this, not limited to the St. Augustine area, because the project is Trinidad and Tobago. We have room for all.
I want to bring Lynette Joseph Brown back into the conversation right now. This project is going to be running for a 2-year period. Those who are selected for it will have, an opportunity like none other. What will they be doing in that 2-year period? What do you expect from them at the end of this rigorous 2-year period?
Okay, so first of all, we're so happy that we're partnering. At University of the West Indies is the lead coordinator, but we have partners. And so together, we're working to provide youth, first of all, with the knowledge so that you have the content, right, to do the advocacy. So knowledge and information about opportunities that will allow them to create the clubs and the structures and to work with the CSOs. And then, of course, the ICT and social media training, because that's going to be the mechanism for advocacy. Then youth and leadership, youth and advocacy training, which will allow those who have the passion for leading to work with the young people. And then finally, all the things that they have learned, they will apply in community engagement projects so that they can go out there and, identify a cause or a project and apply all the things they have learned towards advocating for these. And so over the 2 years, those are the things they're going to be doing, but just 1 day a week, hopefully about 3 hours, over the 3 to 4 hours over that time.
And they just have to give, a little bit of time once a week.
Time for a lot.
It's not asking a lot. But if they want to give more than that 3 hours, they're free to do so.
Well, the structure of the program will be, because it's training, so it will be that. But of course, our facilitators will be there so that they can reach out to them if there's more that they want to learn and do.
Now, in terms of the actual application process itself, what is it that they need to do to apply? And they need to impress, don't they? Not really impressed, We've already started to collect some applications, and just the young people, they have to fill out that application form, and that application form will allow us to do the selection, but they also need to send us an essay or a video, and that's important for the application, to tell us why it is they want to be a part of Youthspeakup and what is an area that they're passionate about. And I can tell you, Jesse, we're seeing some very interesting essays. The young people are real, Can you give us just a little sneak peek? What are some of the topics of interest for those who are applying for the program?
Okay, just a sneak peek.
Yes,
we have young people are interested in mental health issues. they're interested in healthy families, right? And of course, they do want those opportunities for employment and not to be discriminated against because of where they live. And I tell you something, we want people to apply from everywhere, all geographical location, and regardless of who you are, It must be inclusive, it must be diverse.
I want to talk to Krishna Boodhai very quickly for a minute. Krishna Boodhai, we just heard from Lynette Joseph Brown of the areas of interest of the young people applying for the program. In your work with the Rotary Club, what are some of the concerns you would have heard the young people that you've worked with over the years? What are some of the concerns they would have articulated, the areas of focus for them?
Very similar to what Lynette articulated, and it's manifesting in what they're asking for. But they're looking for opportunities. They don't want to feel left out from society. They want to be part of the decision-making process on a national basis. But very often, they can't wiggle their way through to be change agents. So this program will be a facilitator to bring them into the wider network, first among the youths and their peers, and hopefully they can multiply that and become more change agents in Trinidad and Tobago.
How many people, since you've been working with the Rotary Club, how many young people's lives would you estimate that you've touched just in the short time that you've been involved with the St. Augustine Rotary Club?
Thousands. I happen to be in the Rotary Club just for the last 42 years.
Mm-hmm. So you went in there just the other day as a young fellow?
Yes.
What was your area of interest as a young person that would have led you to get involved in that level of community work, though?
Well, I was introduced by a good friend into Rotary, didn't know much about it, and then I got much more involved, and the club did many projects. At one stage, we had a major project called Gift of Life that ran for about 15 to 20 years, and we were sending kids to New York for heart surgery. We did, I think, well over 200 over that period. And that was an amazing project that had absolutely no cost to the parents or to the kid or the country. And we were able to, as facilitators, to do that project. And the focus there was on kids. And saving lives, of course, they're now more mature people and they are contributing to society. So it's part of the work that we do in Rotary.
So you've been a professional do-gooder for 42 years. Was there ever a time?
I love what I do in Rotary.
So you never felt like, oh gosh, I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall. Why won't the world change and become better right now? You never had a moment like that?
Not at all. Even during the pandemic, we found ways to do things with all the safeguards. It's just like doing it. And there are many others like me in the club and elsewhere in Rotary who become passionate about helping others. Service about self, that's our motto.
Well, I'm definitely glad that, you decided to embark upon that as your life's calling. I want to bring Lynette Joseph Brown back into the conversation. And just a bit of a disclaimer, we knew each other a long time ago because we both worked in the same place a long time ago. You thought I forgot. I didn't forget. But while we were there working in that place, the responsibility that you had would have been studying the region, studying the social dynamics and the development of the peoples in the region and finding ways to advise governments as to how they can do better by their people. With all of that work that you've done, do you think that the region is in a better place today? Have we fallen back? And how much has COVID-19 eroded a lot of the gains we would have made over those years?
Well, socioeconomically, I think that it would have, and we've heard our government speak about the fact that financially we've had issues. But, every negative, I suppose, has a positive. As people, we're learning to come together, right? So, it's always a balancing act, we can only hope. And I like what Krishna said, you know, the fact is that you have to just keep trying and trying, and hopefully, you know, you're going to be making gains, and small gains add up, you know. The university here, you know, what we are about is young people, right? And so the thing about it is that this just fits right into what we do and what our objectives are. And we also are about helping the Caribbean as well.
Okay, we're coming down to the end of this hour, but we just have to remind all the young people, you know, when I was in my 20s, I didn't realize that I was considered a youth. I found that out after I went into my 30s, and I thought to myself, there were so many things for youth that I didn't take advantage of. Oh my gosh. But anyway, if you are 16 to 29, and you are passionate about social issues, you definitely want to get involved in this program. Take it from me, okay? All you do, go to Instagram and do a search for Youthspeakup, all one word, and you're going to get all the information that you need. You've got literally a couple days left to apply for the program. Don't they, Lynette Joseph Brown and Krishna Boodhai?
Youthspeakup TT. Youthspeakup TT.
Yes.
And that's our, those are our social handles on Twitter, on Facebook, and Instagram. And we also have a website.
Okay, so Youthspeakup TT. Yes. Go there on Instagram, Facebook, and get the information you need to sign up. Remember, an essay of not more than 250 words or a video no longer than 2 minutes that you can upload via a Google Drive link or via YouTube, explaining why you want to be, you know, an advocate for change. You have an opportunity to learn how to become a change agent if you're 16 to 29 years old, living in Trinidad. Even if you're not a TNT national, you're living in Trinidad, you have this opportunity. It's open to you. Take it. Lynette Joseph Brown and Krishna Boodhai, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And, you know, you keep being the change agents that you are and inspiring other young change agents out there. I salute you for all the work that you've done to make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jessie.
Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that's it for the first hour.